What's going on, my fellow Dons, and welcome to another tier list video. Today we're going to be doing Mario Kart Wii tracks. Finally back to the series. We only have 2 more Mario Kart games after we do this one, so let's just go ahead and get on started. Oh, just a warning, if my tracks kind of get like, or if my list gets kind of like to the bottom or something you can barely see, I'm sorry, nothing I can really do about that. Anyway, let's get started. First up we have is Mario Kart Wii's Luigi Circuit, and I know it's a basic track, but I'm putting this at D tier. I never liked this one, and it's probably one of the more boring basic tracks because it just goes in a loop, while the ending is pretty interesting, so I gotta give respect to that. Next up we have is Moo Moo Meadows, I believe that's what it's called. Putting it at B tier, this is a fan favorite track, so I gotta give respect to it, honestly. Next up we have is Mushroom Gorge, and easy S tier already because I love this track so much. It's one of my favorites. I don't think I need to go that far into it. Next up we have is Toad Factory, another easy S tier. Nintendo, please bring back this track, because this track is amazing. Like, who doesn't like this track at all? Next up we have is Mario Circuit, and this is the new one. I'll put it at C tier. I feel like it's a very interesting one, but it's not one of the best in my opinion, and not a lot of people talk about it, so yeah. Next up we have is Coconut Mall, easy S tier as well. This is another fan favorite track. A lot, so you can't go wrong about this one. Next up we have is DK Summit. Sorry. Putting this at A tier. I love this track. Please bring this one back too. This one's also really fun. So yeah. I'm going by these pretty quickly because of time, obviously. Next up we have is Wario's Gold Mine. Putting this at B tier. I always like this track. This is a very interesting one in my opinion, so yeah. Next up we have is Daisy Circuit. C tier. I never liked this track personally because it is a basic track, but it's a pretty interesting one. It's sort of up there. Next up we have is Koopa Cape. B tier. It's an okay track as well, but it's one of the best. This is a good one. Next up we have is Maple Treeway. Honestly, this is an easy A tier. Like, this track is really cool, but the concept and the music, it's a really good track. You gotta love this one too. Next up we have is Grumble Volcano. I know this is a fan favorite one, so I'll put this at B tier. Don't need to go too far into this. It's a very fun track, especially in 8. Next up we have is Dry Ruins. This is the newest one that they didn't bring back. Very easy A tier. Love this one. I really wish they brought back this one because this one's actually really cool. And kind of a coincidence, but none of the special tracks in this game were never brought back, which is surprising because all these are really cool. Speaking of that, Moon View Highway, also going in A tier, a really fun car track, probably one of my personal favorites actually. Next up we have is Bowser Castle. This is the new one. Bowser's Castle, if I rephrase that. I mean, S tier. I mean, come on. This is one of the best Bowser's Castles Nintendo's made, so can't go wrong about this one. Next up we have is Rainbow Road S tier, and then they'll always try to make Rainbow Roads fun, so you gotta give respect to all of them. And now we're going into the retro tracks now. Next up we have is Peach Beach. I'll put this at C tier. It's a very interesting track. Not my personal favorites, but it's definitely up there, actually. Next up we have is Yoshi Falls F tier. It's just going in a loop. Nobody likes this track. I don't even know why Nintendo just brings this back sometimes, I guess. I think they've only brought it back once. Next up we have is Ghost Valley. I think this is, I don't remember which one it is, but it's a Ghost Valley track. D tier. I know a lot of people love this one, but personally when I was a kid, I didn't like this one, and I always fall off on this one, so maybe that's why I have it so low. Next up we have is Mario Raceway C tier. This is there's nothing really much in this version because it is a flat kind of basic track, but it's another fan favorite one back in the N64 days. Next up we have is Sherbetland, B tier. I know I complained a lot about the ice tracks, but this one is pretty interesting for what it is, so yeah. Next up we have is Shy Guy Beach, also going in B tier. This one I'm surprised at how they implemented this one. One of my personal favorites actually, because it's like, I don't think I have much to say on this one because it's a flat track. There's a lot of different stuff going on. It makes it more enjoyable, honestly. Next up we have is Delfino Plaza, or Delfino Island, I don't remember what is it called. A tier, I mean, come on, it's Mario Sunshine reference, right? Who doesn't like this track? I swear to God. And if you don't like this track, you need to go play Mario Kart Wii, or Mario Kart DS. Next up we have is Waluigi Stadium, S tier. I mean, no doubt, this is one of the most interesting tracks ever. Next up we have is Desert Hills. This is similar to Dry Ruins, but it's different. Although, I'll put this as C tier. It's not one of my favorites. It's similar to Dry Ruins, but just different. It's an okay. It's not one of my favorites, though. Next up we have is Bowser's Castle 3. Now, I know this one is a fun one, so I'll put it at B tier. Also, sorry by the tier list like that. Oh well. Next up we have is DK Jungle Ruins. A tier. It's a very fun DK track. I mean, who doesn't like this one? Next up we have is Mario Kart. This is Mario Kart Circuit from Double Dash. Yeah, Double Dash. Putting a B tier. I personally, it's an okay track, but not one of my favorites. So I'm not saying this is one of my favorites. Also, I'll just move this down. Hopefully that actually works when I edit this. Next up we have is Mario Circuit. I think this is the third one, F tier. This track is just too flat. There are shortcuts to this one, but it doesn't matter. This track is bad, so can't go wrong about flat tracks because Super Mario Kart is, you know, yeah, I don't need to go that far into it. Next up we have is Peach Beach. I'll put this at A tier, I guess. I'll put, yeah, actually, no. Actually, no. Peach Beach. B tier. It's an okay track, but not one of my favorites, so don't think I need to go that far into this. Next up we have is DK Mountain, also going in S tier. One of my favorite tracks. Don't need to go that far into this one because it's a very iconic one. Sorry that this thing is in the way. I can't even do much about it. B tier real quick. Alright, Bowser Castle N64 S tier, because this is one of my favorite Bowser Castles and has the best music in the game. Don't ask questions. And DK Mountain, if I find it, S tier. That's it. Yeah, it didn't take long as I thought, but anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. We're going to be doing Mario Kart 7 next. Should be an interesting time, actually, because not my favorite Mario Kart, but it's up there at least. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time for more. Later, folks.